It's been 4 years now since we began the project. We've got a really good design, a great group of people, and we've bought the land now and begun preparing our plots.
Well, we own the land now, which means that we can get on with an awful lot more work, and there's obvious things that need to be done, like the improvements to the trackway, and fencing and tree planting, and the land's recovering. The grass is growing, there's lots of little flowers coming through.
Right, so this is plot 7, where we hope to live from the autumn onwards, and this is just a little sort of tinkering around thing we've been doing. I've just been mulched out this grass, and I put on this really rich soil that we dug out of a ditch, and I've been getting all these edible flowers. I'm growing them at home, and I'm just going to have a little welcome array of edible flowers so when the planners visit on the 28th of July. So I don't know if it will do any good, but I just thought that something bright and appealing right at the front would be a good idea. So this is the way we would go in, and we found a horseshoe here in the hedge, so that we feel good about that. And yeah, we can go in here. Well, I'm inclined to show you my little elder, my symbolic entranceway. So I've got this black elder I've been carrying around in a pot for 3 years since I've been in the planning process, and I've finally been able to plant it. And I planted all my trees with mycorrhizal fungi, which is a beneficial fungi that you find in rich undisturbed soils that shares nutrients and water between all plants, and that's a significant aspect of me rebuilding the soil and repairing this land that I'm looking after. So black elder's gone in, looks like she's fine. We made this little wall, my husband and I, and there's some flowers in there, and because the soil is so compacted and thin here and so eroded from the land use over the last 100 years, we've made what you call a rose mound, which is lots of sticks with a big load of mud and compost in it, and then you start planting it off the ground, and you hope to raise the soil level up in the long run, because there's nothing much under there. Most of the soil from this plot has steadily gone down the hill over the last few 100 years. It's quite a challenge. And on this side I've got a white willow, and I'm going to dig a crescent-shaped pond round it. So that's my little symbolic entranceway, because I've got to have a bit of creative fun, because as you'll see now there's been quite a lot of hard graft as well. So over we go. This is the most wind-prone site. It means it's also the most beautiful in a way, because we've got these extensive views. And so a significant part of what we're doing is, especially up here, is planting windbreaks. Now these little trees, they don't look like much at the moment, but I've just started to put quite a lot of those in for windbreak. They're sea buckthorn. They have 4 to 5 taproots like this, so they're normally found in sandy areas, but they do quite well out here anyway. Although we are keen to keep the hay fields in good condition, we definitely had the feeling to let the land rest and see what could come back. There haven't been flowers here for donkey's years, and you probably can only see buttercups at the moment, but in amongst that there's yarrow and clovers and dandelions, lots of star-shaped flowers, which I think are Asteraceae family, and they attract a whole host of specific insects. Then there's these other ones which are like called lady's mantle or something, not lady's mantle, lady's smock, that's it, lady's smock, and they attract another whole load of insects because they've got a different shaped petal structure. And so because of the different flowers appearing and the different grasses going to seed, there's already a plethora of insects that we've never seen previous summers when we've come here. So it feels like balance is coming back, and although it's not yielding food at this point, it's all part of the repair that I think will give us the balance that will let us grow food on here in the long run. But one of the major things we've done is we've planted 800 willow trees as a windbreak and as a fuel resource and as an insectary, so I'll just show you them because they're quite a sight. So yeah, here they are. This planting, there's a women's work day locally where girls who've all got these really missioning project husbands who are busy like managing big forests and stuff like that. We were finding it a little hard to get big jobs done with toddlers. So a friend made a Green Angels Day, and so once every couple of weeks we go and blitz someone's place. And this 800, 900 trees was planted on one day by them in March 15th, so that was very good. I'm Cassie and this is plot 8 of Lammas land. We bought this land, Lammas bought the land in February of this year, and since then we have planted about 2,000 trees. I am planting all our trees according to our plot plan, although of course if we don't get planning that's a bit of a tricky thing, but I intend to come back and harvest things anyway. Silver birch grove, and this will be my house one day, hopefully. So I will open my patio doors and come out into my silver birch grove and my lilac tree and yes, all my wonderful plants that I hope to look out on one day.
Whilst we've planted thousands of trees now and we've been repairing the land, what we're still missing is planning. Despite years of negotiations, thousands of pages of paperwork, we still haven't got government approval for the project. We've appealed to the Welsh Assembly and we've got a hearing coming up which will be in many ways our last chance, really.
So